Hey, Steve Gullet here. I got a UPS shipment in the mail I wanted to unpackage, so I thought I'd do a unpackaging video. So, in some of my earlier videos where I'm up on the fire service roads riding around, and uh, I made a comment about it'd be nice to put some bigger tires on the van and maybe give it a lift and a winch and stuff like that. And so I called a place in California called Action Van Suspension. A guy by the name of Larry owns the place. I talked to him for a little bit, come up with a package. So he put me together a package that's in three boxes, three very heavy boxes. This one says over 70 pounds. And it's a 5-inch lift kit for the front and 4 for the back, and that should make the van set level. So I want to unbox it here and show you what I got. That all I've done is cut the tape off the boxes, so I'm not even sure what all's in here. So looks like here's some shocks. Bilstein shocks. They're known for I guess these are for a longer travel. They're known for a little stiffer ride. So it should be two for the front, 2 for the back. Let's see what this looks like. All right. So there's our 4 shocks. And then this should be the steering stabilizer, which is another Bilstein brand shock. And that's going to go on the steering linkage. Let's see here. What do I got to do? Boys did a good job sealing all this up. Just kind of open it all up here and take inventory and see what all we got. Alrighty. Well, that's nice. Look at that. Heck yeah, he's already got the brackets assembled on there, and he put the washers and even put the nuts on, and he's got them just tight enough where they won't fall off and get lost in the packaging. Now that's very thoughtful. I like that. So there's the steering stabilizer. All right, I'm going to say these are. Oh my goodness, those are the springs. This is one of them here. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy. Here's the other one. Let's just get one of these open so we can look at it. Let's see what we got here. We got her packed up good. Pretty pleased with that. Okay, so this is a big bag. Oh boy, it's heavy. All right. Let's see what we got to do to get into this. What have I got going on here? I got the dullest knife. That don't look any better. A little better. I'm going to get another knife blade here. All right. Oh my goodness. Check out what a coil spring. Now that is slick. Holy cow. That's a whole lot taller than the one that's on it, I'll say that. All right, let's just stick it back in here. Don't want to get it, don't want to scratch this beaut up. Stick her back in the bag here. All right, so there's the coil springs. So that box had quite a bit in it. All right, we're gonna move it out of the way. The next box, let's see what it holds for us. Here's some type of bracket. I like the pre-assembly of these of this hardware. That is the way to go. Instead of just giving you a bag of hardware and you trying to figure out where it goes and make sure you get the right bolt and the right nut and washers in the right order. Look here, that's all pre-assembled. And like I said, they're captive nuts, so they got the nylon and the nylocks, and they're already started. And you got, man, that is first class. So that is a one of the drop down brackets for the I-beam. This is looking first class. I'll tell you that right now. The little details are what expose people in as either being, you know, knowing what they're doing or not. And just these little details of it being pre-assembled, and that right there tells me a lot about what's going on here with this company. All right, there's another bracket. Looks like the same one, I guess, one for each side. There's another drop down bracket. I'm going to guess and say this is a radius arm. I want to scratch anything here. So let's see here. So I was looking online for lift kits. A couple of them came up, and there's a guy online that I watch on YouTube, John Drives Anything, and he kind of reviewed both of them, and this is the one that he recommended. So, oh man, look at that. That is the radius arm to replace the one that's on the vehicle now, and it's manufactured out of tubing, and they used a Heim joint for the pivot point. And once again, there's the shock mount. There's the nut and bolt and everything pre-assembled. Broke that zip tie. So that zip tie was holding the Heim joint together. Let me grab another zip tie, put that back on there because we don't want to lose that. They took their time to assemble this, and I'm over here breaking zip ties. Anyway, John makes a bunch of videos. He's actually got a different brand lift kit on his van, but he's had this brand lift kit, and he's worked with this guy, and he speaks very highly of actually both of the guys that make these lift kits. But for the money, for what I'm wanting to do with the van, this was the way to go. And appreciate John for having his videos online. All right, let's just park this right here. And let's grab this next one out. Christmas came early with the old sleeper van. Let's see here. Lifted vans. I guess out in California, having a lifted Econoline van is a bit more popular than around here. I broke that zip tie too. So let's put that back together. And let's put this zip tie. We'll have to grab another one. Took two. Anyway, lifted vans in California, I guess, are more popular. You don't see, I've never seen a two-wheel drive lifted van in this area where I'm at. I've seen some four-wheel drive vans, very, very far and few between. But for what I'm wanting to do, I don't need a four-wheel drive. Don't really want the maintenance of a four-wheel drive either, and the extra gas mileage and what have you. Right now, the plan is to lift the van to give me a little more ground clearance, and then go up to about a 33-inch tire. So nothing extreme, definitely very manageable on this 350 chassis. All right, we got that put back together. So there's the other radius arm. Looks like they're a mirror image of each other, which makes sense since there's a left and a right. Let's see what else is in this box. I don't see any checks. I don't see any money. So we'll just park that over here. These guys did an outstanding job packaging this. This is some heavy stuff. All right, that's cool. So I got some decals, or a decal. Action van suspension. Oh yeah, that's going on the van. And got a card. Larry Gross, got his last name now. And looks like a full set of instructions. Parts list before you begin. Installation pictures. Very nice. Oh, very nice. All right, let's just put that back. Very very professional guy to work with, I'll tell you. I called him up and you could tell he was out in the shop working. You could hear air tools running in the background, and I told him I was wanting to talk to him, had some questions about a lift kit for my van. He said, hang on, I'll go up front. So he went up front and we talked on the phone, and I was asking some questions. He asked me what year and the VIN number and all that. And he said, oh yeah, 2008. Here's the things you need to look out for. Here's the things you need to be aware of. And so on and so forth. And even some things I didn't even know, to be aware of. And so he knows his stuff. He's been doing this for a long time. So I appreciated the extra intel he gave me. Now this is rear. So I didn't order the leaf springs to go in the rear. I'm just going with the blocks for right now. So these are the U-bolts, big old U-bolts that'll go on the rear. When I remove the factory, there's some factory blocks on the rear, and I'm going to install. I think he sent me 4-inch blocks for the rear. So that's the plan on that. No need to do the leaf springs for what I'm doing. Just blocks under the springs and new U-bolts. Work out good. This is another bracket of sorts. This is comical. Let's see what we got wrapped up in this one here. Okay, so this is one of the these are the radius arm mounts that go back up further on it, and this is one of the I-beam drop down brackets. I was wrong before, so that's fabricated to be a drop down bracket. And these two are the radius arm. Actually, they extend it down a little bit. All right, what we got next? Oh my goodness, this is a heavy bracket here. There's some of these peanuts. My goodness. Some nice welding on that. That's TIG welded. Oh yeah, that looks good. We burnt that in good too. Very nice. All right. I don't know if I'll show the whole video of me unboxing this. It seems kind of boring to me, but maybe I will. Maybe it'll be something somebody wants to watch. See what all. Maybe you can, if you want to know what all comes with your 5-inch lift kit. This is the ultimate lift, they call it, because of the manufactured radius arms. Instead of reusing radius arms or remanufactured radius arms, these are manufactured from scratch. It looks like it's 1.25 inches. maybe 1.25 inch tubing, 1.5 inch or 1.25 inch tubing. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's heavy. So this is one of the front I-beam suspension brackets. So when you order this kit, you know, I just called him up on the phone and told him what I was wanting to do. We talked, and he asked me a bunch of questions about the van and the weight and all that stuff. Yeah, look at that. Man, oh man. Very nice. And anyway, he put me the package together and called me the following week, said, we got your order ready to go. And gave me my total and ran my card, and it's all good to go. Now here is some, this is a bag of fasteners. And this looks like maybe a block. It's kind of blocky looking. Anyway, he got my package all worked up, the price, and gave me my shipping total, and it was, I think he shipped it, I'd have to look, maybe a Thursday. I got it on Tuesday. That's pretty quick coming out of California. Oh yeah, look here. Top, frame, step. So he's got it marked on here. I'd say this is a, that's a bracket, I'm pretty sure, to drop the sway bar mount. To drop the sway bar mount down. Because we're dropping the pivot points of the I-beams down, so we also need to drop down the other steering components. So we got to drop down the sway bar, and this feels like a pitman arm here. So we also got to drop down the pitman arm coming out of the steering box. Oh boy, he got quite a kit put together here. This is really nice. Yeah, UPS guy come rolling in, and he's like, I think this one needs to go around back instead of coming through the front door. Yeah, there's a drop down pitman arm. So there's that. So he pulled around back here at the shop and helped him unload. It's pretty heavy boxes. Not normal for them to deal with this kind of box, I suppose. This is another sway bar mount drop down. You got this one labeled as well. Okay. Let's see. We still got a few more things peeking out here. This is some kind of hardware kit. Oh, this is okay, so I ordered leaf spring, the rear leaf spring, the factory bushings are bad. They've slipped to one side. So I ordered a kit, just got them from him because he had them in stock, throw them in a box. So I got a kit to replace those, and they've got shoulders on them where the factory leaf spring does not have a shoulder, and the spring separates from the rubber bushing and slides to one side. Both of mine have done that, so I had him send me the kit to fix that. So I don't know if that's a normal thing, but like I said, he puts together a custom package of whatever you need. You just call him on the phone, and he'll take care of it. Now this is a rear lift block. That sucker there is a chunk of steel. That's nice. That's a 4-inch block. So there's the rear 4-inch block. Should be another one in here. Yeah, there's a couple of different lift kits you can get. You buy it for the Econoline brand, the Econoline van. There's not a lot of options. There's another one out there that doesn't use a drop down bracket. They use a modified I-beam where they actually bend the I-beam. And I didn't like the idea of that, and I'm sure it's a good kit. I didn't need all that. Just didn't need that. This is what I wanted. So I've used lift kits in the past on vehicles. I've seen them all drop down brackets, and they work good, and they're very cost effective. And what I'm going to be using this van for, I don't need a Baja style kit on mine, so this is going to be great. Anyway, I went with this one. I think this is another bump stop. Bring my bump stops down, so when you lower the I-beams down in order to limit them, coming back up, he's made some bump stop brackets here, some bump stop extension. So that's cool. That's cool. All right, there we go. My goodness gracious, that's awesome. Let's look at this hardware here right quick. Man, we may just have to put this on there right quick. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Does it tell on here? I'm thinking it'd take a day. 2 guys, probably 4 hours. I don't know. Take a little time to zip this stuff on there. It's all bolt on. There's no welding with this kit, so that's a plus too. Very homebrewish. Oh yeah, full. Okay, so there's some more hardware for these brackets here and stuff. So the way I understand it, it's actionvansuspension.com. Actionvansuspension.com. And Larry's business is Full Tilt Off-Road Components, maybe. I don't see it here, but this does say Full Tilt. So he's got a couple businesses going out there. He's taking care of the off-roading community out in California. And he's got an online presence. Oh yeah, I need to sit down and read all this, run copies. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, I'll sit down and read this. But anyway, there we go. I don't know what to think. It's actually pretty awesome. I want to cut one of these open and look at it. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll bring the camera over here and go over all this too. Let's see, we had a spring out. Let's just pull one of these back out. Oh man, that's crazy. Man, that's sharp. All right, let me grab the camera and we'll do a once over here. Man, what about that? That's amazing. All right, we're gonna just go over here and get a close up of the table here. Man, that's slick. All righty.